All right, chat. We back with another reaction.
Jeffrey Epstein is...
As y'all can see who on the screen, this dude. We all know about this guy right here, chat. We don't need to say too much. Now listen, chat. It's like a lot of shit going on. They don't really want to talk about this. But look, we here for it. You feel what I'm saying? I don't know why the chat ain't popping up. I'm gonna hit it with a quick little refresh. But yeah, we finna hop straight to this. Investigating the unredacted Epstein files is worse than you thought. Crazy. Make sure y'all at least adjust it down below. Like and sub if you new. At least adjust it down below.
Jeffrey Epstein is perhaps the greatest intelligence asset of all time, connected to everything from child trafficking, arms deals, and the world's most successful blackmail operation implicating the global
Crazy
elites.
work.
And after months of U.S. leaders like Donald Trump, Pam Bondi, and Kash Patel denying the files even existed, the Department of Justice dropped over 3 million supposedly unredacted Epstein files. Today, we head to Washington, D.C. to speak with politicians that have seen the raw documents. And we asked them what they've uncovered, how deep does Epstein's operation go, and who are the co-conspirators that we should be investigating further. We also tackle questions of Epstein's substantial connections to Israel, as well as darker conspiracies surrounding an elite satanic cabal. We will also be joined by journalists who have done extensive research on Epstein
cabal
to plug in
shit,
the gaps that our politicians may have not had
do
the time
your
to
homework,
cover,
bro.
or due to foreign pressure do not wish to discuss. Let's dive in.
Let's dive in, chat. What my boy Tommy G said. Hey, he not really my boy. This nigga the police, but look, chat.
We're just outside the White House. There's chaos around here. There's lots of news reporters, protesters. Our greatest ally, Benjamin Netanyahu, just got to town. And right now, the
Prime Minister of Israel
is finding out some of the contents of the unredacted Epstein files. And what we're learning is making us sick that some of the most powerful, influential men on the planet and in our country are involved. And they're hiding. They're trying to cover it up. They're trying to act like it's not a big deal. I mean, we have our FBI director lying under oath. We have Pam Bondi saying that there's nothing to be seen here. Howard Lutnick, our Treasury Secretary, says only went to his next door neighbor's house once and never again, but then we see him bringing his kids to an island of a file in Africa. So we're gonna be speaking with senators and representatives that have seen the unredacted files and are leading the fight to release them so that we, the public, we, the people, know what is going on with our country. We're a few minutes from the Congressional building where we'll be having our first meeting of the day. Hello, hello. You just got back from the DOJ. Did you get your hands on unredacted files?
Some, yes. Some files I was looking for today weren't in the database.
Nancy Mace is one of the few Republicans that is using her voice to demand the Epstein files be released.
My heart and my pain is with the Epstein victims and is with every single man, woman, and child who's ever been abused and never gets justice.
And some of the files I looked at were still redacted. So that's a problem, and the excuse that the DOJ gives you is that this is the way the data was provided to them, so it's not their fault. The most important document is a co-conspirator document on investigations into co-conspirators that is still fully redacted. And I want the co-conspirator information. I want to know who was investigated and not charged. I want to know why there were so many plea deals and so many immunity deals only to put one person in jail. This doesn't make sense to me. How do you have thousands of victims and one accomplice?
What does that make you think if you were going there as a congresswoman to the DOJ and it's still redacted?
But this is going to go down as one of the greatest conspiracies, or one of the greatest cover-ups, one of the greatest cover-ups in American history.
And who is responsible for the cover-up?
A lot of people. We're talking about multiple administrations, multiple DOJs, multiple FBIs. This goes back to the Bush era. These are prosecutors, these are solicitors, these are law enforcement agents that are basically letting these guys walk free because they have a title or a tiara or a B by their name for a billionaire, or they're rich and famous. You know,
it's something called
lots of names in there, and I'm going to be
you feel what I'm saying?
Long list of names.
So what y'all think this is?
Asking them to come testify, and I'm not saying those people are criminals.
You know, and it's crazy. No, our pyramid is too as well.
Information that would be very valuable to the victims and the American people.
It's only the top. You feel what I'm saying? What lies below? Who knows? Obviously, that's what Y'all get what I'm saying. People obviously went to pyramids
We are on our way to the Department of
cover
Justice.
shit,
We're gonna be
discover shit.
interviewing a
You feel what I'm saying?
congressman
But that's
fresh
not the
after
point.
he sees
The point
the
is,
redacted files. So I
you
think
fool
it's important to
daily?
get your news
Yeah,
from
you on the wrong
unbiased
account,
sources. And that's why
dumbass.
the sponsor of today's episode is Straight Arrow News.
Dumbass
Get
baboon.
educated on a variety of topics. You can talk about U.S. news. You can talk about politics, lifestyle, sports. For example,
This
today,
nigga promoting the ad.
the things I'm going to ask this congressperson about. This is why I think it's very important to have a news site where you can quickly become aware and educated of what is happening in the domains that you care about. Folks, I have Straight Arrow News' app on my phone. You should too. It is free.
Man, hell no, man.
So we're here in front of the Department of Cover-Ups. I mean, sorry, one of the Department of Justice buildings. And
What
we're
you
waiting
want? No
for our
more? Get on that
congressman to
Rocket
come out
League,
and
boy.
talk about what he's learned.
Oh shit. Oh shit.
Good to see you, man. How are you?
Ro Khanna, alongside Thomas Massie, is the man spearheading the bipartisan push to have the files released. We catch him as he's exiting the DOJ fresh from seeing unredacted documents. Here's what he found out.
Tell us about what you saw in there and what the access you got.
Who this dude is? United States
there.
representative.
You know, it's a small cubicle. There are about 4 computers, and
How time you G getting locked in with all these dudes, man? Y'all can't tell me you're not the feds.
Some of them you get to see the unredacted version. The problem is, a lot of the documents you see, they still have the redactions, and you know, the question is really, who are they protecting? Why are they covering up some of these men, and why were these files scrubbed in March at the FBI?
Senator Durbin claims his
Child,
office
that's a lot
was
going
told
on we
that
don't
the
know
FBI
about.
was pressured to scrub through volumes of Epstein-related documents and to, quote, flag any mentions of President Trump.
Right now, guys, I think we're in an
Flag?
extreme
Oh, nah.
moral predicament in this country. And I don't care. We need to forget Democrat, Republican, and realize that this is actually something that can unite us, the people back home. I think we all have very common things that we want. We want our government not to be having sex with children and covering up for the people that are. We want affordable housing. We want health care that works for us. We want politicians that tell us the truth.
You might be right about that.
We're here for an interview with Senator Rubin. Yes, sir.
A senator?
Just this week, we've had unredacted drops start coming out. Did you get the impression that
United States
guys like
Senator,
Mike
Arizona.
Johnson were trying to delay this as
yes.
much as possible?
Yeah.
This is Ruben Gallego, a former Marine and current Arizona senator, and he's one of the key figures from the Senate pushing for the release of the documents, and here is his take on what's unfolding.
We'll give credit where credit is due, right? When the vote actually happened, the Republicans voted for it. But they did everything possible to avoid the vote altogether. And I got into it with little Mike in front of his office because, you know, he was holding up a woman who was a friend of mine who won her congressional seat and held her up for more than 40-something days because if she would have gotten sworn in, then she would have signed the discharge petition, which would have forced the vote, right? So he absolutely was covering up for the.
What do you think Speaker Mike Johnson's motivation was for delaying the files?
Because he does not want to get sides with the president.
W
The
info,
president
chat.
knows that there's a lot of dirty shit about him and his friends and all his rich, powerful friends in there. And
Oh nah, chat. Oh hell no, chat.
there's a lot
I
of
seen
dirty shit
one
about
little
him and
video
his
on
friends and
TikTok.
all his rich, powerful friends
On
in
TikTok, chat. They said this that smell, bro. Oh hell no.
there. And
You gotta watch
the
that
best
nigga,
thing
bro. And look how. Oh hell
to
no.
do to avoid it altogether.
Nah, chat. You gotta
and
watch
avoid
that
having
nigga.
the vote. So he would just rather do that than actually
He
deal
doing
with the reality
something
of the
foul,
president.
bro. He doing something foul, but
at
I don't give no
least
fuck
knew
about
about
no
it.
Jeffy, nigga. I'm a
Yeah,
grown
yeah,
ass
that's
man,
all
bro.
over places.
I wasn't watching
And
that
a lot
shit,
of
nigga.
rich friends that we're now discovering that were also, you know, with Epstein, and those rich friends, by the way, aren't
The
just
hell?
Democrats and aren't
I'm
just
not
Republicans.
watching that
They're like,
shit.
You know, people that are very powerful and friends with all sides, but they need to be exposed too.
We get taxed too damn much to
Look
not
at you
demand
in the
accountability.
comment. Oh, I was here. I was here. I was
Take my
here.
kids to an emergency
Your
room
bitch
without
ass.
paying
No,
$800 while they are on private
Get on your
property.
no
We're
more
making
account.
laws up here.
They don't know
They're
no
on their
you
own
fool.
Fancy insurance. If you get elected, your job is to serve your country and serve your people to the highest degree. And right now we have all
Nigga,
of these
join the
people
call,
in
nigga.
office that are just unanimously doing what most of us don't want. And I think we have to put our foot down a little bit. I think people have to go to prison. I think there needs to be a heavy wave of public accountability because I don't know about you, but I don't even recognize the country I'm living in anymore. I believe America is a great place, but it will be much, much better when we get people that actually care about the people in office.
You want merch?
No, buy my merch instead. Actually, that's good transition. Guys, we have anti-government t-shirts launching. They look like this. They look like this. These are badass shirts that help you take a stand against what is happening.
L plug.
Howdy. Hello. How are you?
Good.
Tommy.
Yeah.
This is Eric Swalwell. He's a representative and currently the front runner in the California governor race to take over as Gavin Newsom runs for president. Eric has questioned both Kash Patel and Pam Bondi under oath, and here's what he had to say about that experience.
The Epstein files.
Yeah.
I saw you question Kash Patel
Yeah.
under oath.
Yeah.
What was that like? What'd you learn?
I mean, world-class bullshitter, 24-karat liar to Congress. And that's what I started Bondi with today, which is I asked Kash, I said, how many times was Trump's name in the files?
It sounds like if you don't know the number, it could at least be 1,000 times. Which
It's not.
Be,
it's not.
is it at least 500 times?
No.
Is it at least 100 times?
No.
Then what's the number?
I don't know the number, but it's not that.
Do you think it might be your job to know the number?
My job is to provide for the safety and security of this country.
And it turns out I should
Cap.
have started at like 38,000, right?
Folks, what's said about President Trump
Nah. This don't
latest
look
file
good, bro.
release is concerning.
This don't look
Representative Ted
good,
Lieu
bro.
said that the files contain allegations of
Donald Trump children.
Oh.
Donald Trump threatening to children.
Oh.
However, Trump has interpreted the release of these files much differently, and when asked about it, he said 3 times within 20 seconds,
I have nothing to hide. I've been exonerated, and I've been totally exonerated, and I've been totally exonerated.
Needless to say,
Did he say that like 3 times? I'm tripping.
it will be interesting to see whether U.S. presidents mentioned in the files like Clinton and Trump will ever have to submit to further investigation.
I didn't start high enough, and so I just wanted the Attorney General today to understand the reason so many of the survivors were present and pissed is because the last time someone from the Department of Justice came, they were lied to.
A lot of Americans are suspecting that our FBI director lied under oath.
He absolutely lied under oath, and that the punishment for lying is what they are trying to do against all of their enemies. And I'm just saying, just tell us the truth right now.
Do you think it's possible that the director of the FBI, Kash Patel, lied under oath?
I think it's possible.
And what is the punishment for lying under oath?
Well, it's a crime, so punishable with prison time. To say that there's no evidence in those files is just a flat-out lie.
The reason they know they can lie under oath is because they are anticipating this president give them a pardon.
Chill. So what y'all think will happen to these dudes, Chad? Like,
I guess first of all,
that's speaking out.
Did you visit the island?
No.
Okay.
This is Mark Kelly, a former NASA astronaut and a current senator from Arizona, and he's on the short list of Democratic candidates who may run for president in 2028. Here's what he had to say about this Epstein drama.
A lot of people are coming out in the unredacted files that are still redacted somehow. It appears we have, from the top down, a concerted effort to push this under the rug. Can you describe this from your point of view?
Well, in the unredacted files, right, they unredacted some of the victims' names, so they get thrown out there. The names of co-conspirators, which were supposed to be unredacted, are still redacted. So they couldn't even get this straight. And we now have the ability to go over to DOJ and log on to some kind of computer. They have like 4 terminals for 535 members of Congress.
So they're making this purposely difficult to do?
I think so.
So then the question people have is, who actually committed the crimes?
You named 6 guys recently.
Right.
That should be investigated further.
Sultan Ahmed bin Sulayem, CEO of Dubai Ports World. Leslie Wexner, who was labeled as a co-conspirator by the FBI.
And there are more names I found today that I'm going to ask if those redactions were appropriate.
Can you speak to how this current administration seems to be covering things up?
Well, I will tell you, it's under the Trump administration that this information is coming out. Biden didn't do it, Obama didn't do it, Bush didn't do it. So I want to give a lot of credit to the president for signing this into law.
Would you put Trump on that list?
No, I would not. I mean, Trump is exonerated in the files. He got rid of Epstein out of Mar-a-Lago. I mean, he called law enforcement, he talked to the FBI, he talked to the police. I mean, he was like the only whistleblower. Back in the early 2000s, I mean, that was Donald Trump.
Yeah, and I think they're keeping people hidden, right? And remember what Kash Patel said a number of years ago, that you know, Donald Trump was only like in there like, I don't know how many times he said. It was a small number of times. It's in there tens of thousands of times, you know, mentions.
We just got out of Nancy Mace's office, and she said that, you know, these files have vindicated Trump.
Well, I haven't looked at millions of documents. I don't know how she has.
I believe Donald Trump has a lot of questions to answer about what he knew, what was going on, whether he knew other people who were these girls.
I guess to say that Trump has been forthcoming in this, I feel like I don't know how you can interpret it in that fashion.
Well, he signed it into law. No other president has done that. So I think we have to give credit where credit is due. The documents that I want to see that aren't redacted, supposedly, allegedly, they weren't redacted by the Southern District of New York. That's not Trump that did that, okay? That is SDNY that submitted documents to the DOJ that were redacted. That they supposedly don't have that information.
There's no story here. That's what him and Vance and the whole, and Bondi and Patel were saying for months until this unredacted information hit.
Did someone email 38,000 times Donald Trump after 2019 when he was president? I don't know. But what I do know is that victims like Virginia Giuffre-Roberts vindicated Trump, that exonerated him. All of the victims that I have talked to have exonerated the president. Do I think this has been handled perfectly? Absolutely not. I don't think that's his fault. I think there are people that are giving him bad advice.
Is there anything that you saw today? It could be even little information, but anything that you can give the American people an idea of what's really in the unredacted files.
There are a lot of victims' names. I mean, like a lot of the redactions that you see, it's just victim after victim after victim.
Pam Bondi's DOJ leaked the names of hundreds of victims, but kept perpetrators' names redacted. And when asked if she would be investigating any of the actual criminals, she said this with the Epstein victim standing behind her.
I am deeply sorry for what any victim has been through.
She then tried to sidetrack by talking about how great the economy is.
The Dow right now is over $50,000. I don't know why you're laughing. You're a great stock trader, as I hear, Raskin.
Which is strange because at one point in her career, she was apparently serious about fighting sex trafficking.
Children are enslaved and abused. I knew we needed all hands on deck.
And while she doesn't seem
crazy,
to investigate.
What? So wait, chat. She in 2014. She was with this human trafficking. Wait, chat. This could be deeper. Fuck the switch no more. What if she? Oh my God. What if she? Oh my God. Oh no, that's not. What if she? Okay, chat. What if she was under this? Let's be. A human trafficking hotline, save people, whatever. Y'all get what I'm saying. Or if she was on the right path, they got on to her and put her on a bad path, chat. Feel what I'm saying? And what if she did end up participating in this shit, chat? Cause she switched up. No way she went with this shit now.
She does appear to be investigating the search history of every representative looking into the files.
Accusing Attorney General Pam Bondi of spying on their search history within the unredacted Epstein files.
This shit getting good.
It's like I'm watching a
documentary or something.
Many hours digging into the Epstein files and documenting the web of
Hey, no more. Should I be reacting to documentaries?
Spoke with some politicians about the Epstein files, but I'm finding it a little underwhelming what they're revealing. For example, I asked them about Israeli connections in the files. They said they didn't see any.
You know a good one? That people reacted to, or that you seen people react to, or some shit?
That are connected to the money, the politics, and the power structure that comes out of Israel, Mossad. Things like Ehud Barak, who was known to stay at Epstein's residence in Manhattan.
Like, chat.
Ehud.
Why he standing behind these niggas like that? Like, these old niggas like that. Is it me, chat? Am I thinking too deep? Like, why every time it's like he, man?
Barak, who was known to stay at Epstein's residence in Manhattan, which was given to him, that Manhattan residence, by a Les Wexner, who was also the funder of and financier of the Mega Group, which was a group of philanthropic, quote-unquote, Jewish billionaires that include people like the Ron Lauders and others that are in the cabinet association and the banking systems, and it all stems out of this country that came to us in the 40s from a declaration to the Rothschilds.
Tell us about Ron Lauder.
He is the heir of the Estee Lauder fortune.
Hmm? This nigga on all this shit. Chat. This is a what the fuck? This is a 5x. It's a 5x. Wait, no. Cause there's 4 down here. Okay. Chat. This nigga on all this shit. Hell no. What we got? Glam Glow, Smashbox, Le Labo, Evita, Clinique, Donna Karen, New York, Lab Series, Mac, Lemire, Tory Burch. I heard of Tory Burch. That nigga on fucking Michael Kors, Dolphin Paris, Joe Malone, London, Bobby Brown, Aramis, Estee Lauder, Rodden, Bumble, Kidding, Kelly Young, Eric Beauty, Top 4 Beauty, Tommy Hilfiger, Origins.
Big cosmetic brand.
This nigga on
And
all this
the
shit.
Estee Lauder fortune allowed him to make a lot of philanthropic moves. For example, he funds many Jewish and also anti-Semitic foundations.
Wait, so is this like a good dude, bad dude?
He is the president
Whatever
of
the
the
case
World
may be,
Jewish
you feel what I'm
Congress.
saying?
I
Like,
don't know
is
if
he
this
with that shit,
verified, but I
chat?
see it's mentioned at least
Is he with
1,000
that
times in
shit?
the file so far.
You gotta be
The
right.
name mentioned, yeah, but a lot of times when with the numbers, there are duplicates, right? There are duplications. You can find articles dating back to 2010 when he's being mentioned as one of Bibi's closest associates, Bibi Netanyahu's closest associates, the prime minister, having the defense minister in his house, Epstein, 36 times. So Epstein hosted Ehud Barak in his house 36 different times, verified.
What you mean,
And
bro?
Ehud Barak was the defense minister under Bibi Netanyahu.
Join the
So
calm,
to
my
say
nigga.
the following.
So we can play the
There's
rock.
heavy Israeli involvement. There's heavy elite Jewish involvement. Is that anti-Semitic or factual?
It's not anti-Semitic because you could get down to the grassroots of what the word anti-Semitism means and the fact that a Palestinian group would be just as Semitic as someone from Israel. But it's not anti-Semitic to look into the depths of the corruption of the Israeli government and their control
Think so?
over our ideology. Through things
Well,
like
yeah, that is what
surveillance,
they've been
yes,
saying
also
a
just
lot about
massive media
Israel
ownership.
dudes.
Every single representative I questioned about the files, including at least one that has an Israel flag in front of his door, said that there is no known Israel connections. Why do you think they said that?
There's just too much involvement in not just these elites and their religion, but also their money.
He Jewish? Keyword elites chat. You gotta highlight that word. Back in school, nigga.
How you doing, brother? Good to meet you.
Good to meet you.
This is Julian Andrioni. The organization he works for, Dropsite News.
So
has
what about these dudes that speaking up against this shit, chat?
relentlessly covering
Ain't
the
nobody,
Epstein
ain't nothing happened
files
to
and the
nobody or
Israeli
nothing
ties
like that.
within. Julian is their Capitol Hill reporter, boots on the ground, pressing our politicians for answers. Here's what we learned from him. To me, I think you and Dropsite News are doing some of the best reporting on the internet right now. You've been covering the Epstein files extensively. If we've talked to representatives and we're not learning anything new that we haven't already seen online.
No?
Not
They're
really.
not talking to you about it?
No. Is that your experience as well?
I wouldn't say they're teaching us anything new. My boss over at Dropsite, Ryan Grimm, has
Oh
been
nah,
writing.
what you mean?
He has
Chill.
he's been writing a lot about it.
Oh,
and that's where
nah.
we're finding out a lot of new stuff. Obviously, the DOJ has vast majority of the documents still redacted, even for members of Congress who've been invited to go read the unredacted versions. And so that's unacceptable pursuant to the Epstein Files Transparency Act. It's illegal. And so they're violating federal law. And I think that people who violate federal law should be prosecuted.
My worry is that a lot of the representatives are going to steer this into a particular bucket. Mostly, they're going to make it about Trump or a small group of people.
So
They're
like,
gonna
is
miss
it
the bigger-
like investigations going on, court meetings and shit, and that they having these meetings where they investigating the head of the FBI and shit?
picture things like.
Is this shit still going on about this, or like what's going on, chat?
What should people know about what's really going on?
They trying to push this shit under the rug. You feel me?
At the beginning
what's going on?
Is correct. I think that
nothing.
Placing the blame on Trump
nothing
entirely is convenient.
They trying to sweep this shit under the rug.
About some of the broader developments.
Only 2 people.
Intelligence regarding foreign policy aims. I think
them niggas don't. Them niggas ain't about nothing. Them niggas little niggas.
Of a broader worldview. Folks who think that they can operate a pseudo-state and manipulate intelligence agencies that are supposed to be serving the people of a certain country that duly elect representatives to the halls of Congress, and I think we have the Epstein class and the Davos class sort of manipulating to serve their own foreign policy aims. And newsflash,
that makes sense. Epstein and his wife
cannot do that.
Dropsite News has frequently referred to the people involved in the files as the Davos or Epstein.
But that's not
class.
enough, though, right?
The theory is that Epstein is not merely a CIA or Mossad operative, but actually a level above.
The kind of global elite as kind of organized around that Davos conference, or this Davos crew out there. Right. The CIA, it's more properly understood that CIA works for them. And Jeffrey Epstein was an integral player in that Davos set.
Meaning that Epstein's true purpose transcended the interests of any single one nation. It appears he was an asset used to advance the agendas of a transnational elite, and if this sounds like a conspiracy theory, just look at the files. They contain literal receipts of the Rothschilds hiring Epstein for a $25 million contract.
Oh,
what
hell
about
no.
Israeli connections in the
We
files?
have covered that.
And as you and Dropsite have analyzed these files, are there Israel connections that we should be talking about?
Yes.
I've had DMs calling me hateful and anti-Semitic for connecting Epstein to Israel, but take a look at this. Dropsite News reporting shows that DOJ documents confirm that, quote, security equipment and alarms were installed, as well as specialized surveillance equipment. And tell me in the comments if you think I'm crazy for thinking that Israel might have something to do with the Epstein files.
Jeffrey Epstein was extremely close friends in his personal life with former Prime Minister Ehud Barak. He was using that relationship and using his relationships to other governments to manipulate foreign policy aims that he was interested in. He negotiated a back channel between the Israelis and the Russians during the Syrian civil war in order to install a new government in Syria. That was on behalf of Israel.
Regime
negotiated arms transfers to certain countries like the Côte d'Ivoire, Mongolia, Nigeria, other countries in Africa and in that region of the world. I'm not saying necessarily that he was working for Israel.
And is it possible that he was working with a few different intelligence
Yes.
agencies? He was kind of a broker to the highest bidder or to the best friend?
Yes, that's possible.
Is he Israeli?
No.
Let's talk about the Israelis. I think a lot of young people are really interested in the Israeli angle to this. Can you speak more about that?
We just have no information until, that's why we need to go through the classified information in terms of what his connection was to our government's intelligence or foreign government intelligence. But unless you go and actually see those classified documents, there's no way of knowing, and only a president can order someone to do it. And I think that there are unanswered questions, and they should get the truth out there.
A big question a lot of Americans have is conspiracy theories that we thought were so far out. Pizzagate, satanic rituals.
Yeah.
It seems like if you read some of these files that these are possible theories to investigate now. What have you seen directly looking at these files?
Oh, look, I think some of those conspiracy theories are not true. What I can tell you is through the files is that there is clear evidence that Jeffrey Epstein raped underage girls. There's clear evidence that other people were involved in the rape of underage girls. And there's clear evidence that a lot of our
this is ridiculous,
global elite showed up to these islands and the ranch knowing that underage girls were being paraded naked or being raped. And you don't have to buy into conspiracy theories, which are not, in my view, true, to believe the fundamental point here, which is that there are 1,200 survivors who were denied justice, were treated as disposable.
1,200 people?
And the country's elite looked the other way.
Is there anything new that you learned in the last hour or so, even the littlest tidbit that you can break to the American people?
One email is about Epstein was dressing up as Jesus because while he was raping or committing assault on these underage girls. And it's just a level of sadism that is incomprehensible.
I guess in the category of people that are
He ain't
either
lying
should be
about that.
investigated or what they
It's
would
already
do.
in
Is it
the proof and
satanic
the proof
rituals?
out
Are
there
they
already.
sacrificing babies?
I
He
didn't
ain't
see
lying
any
about
of the
that.
satanic
I don't give a
stuff.
fuck.
The
the
shrimp,
fuck?
the pizza, the grape soda, a lot of those.
Oh, heck. What the fuck?
Satanic.
That ain't no regular pizza, bro.
Sacrificing babies.
I didn't see any of the
That
satanic
ain't no regular.
stuff.
What they say? Purpose description. Cow drums. What they say? Sulfuric, sulfuric acid with fuel and insurance charges for transport materials for conductivity probes, replacement pH and cable. LSJ. You dissolve. Oh hell no! Look at that.
The shrimp, the pizza, the grape soda, a lot of those.
Friday, April 6, 2018. This is better than a Chinese cookie. See attached. Let's go for pizza and grape soda again. No one else can understand. Go no.
Emails, it just wasn't.
Who the fuck said that? On July 31st, 2014 at 10:48 a.m. Sit down because I know you won't believe this. Are you sitting? Jeffrey says he wants to go out to a pizza place with you. He did not mention a particular pizza place, but he knows you are in the know on this.
You thought it was, and some of the emails about a 10-year-old or an 11-year-old was a female.
What?
I believe I couldn't see the attachment. Presumably it was their child, right? They were sending a convicted pedophile a picture of their kid. I don't know why that is. I haven't seen any conspiracy theories that are true.
Anything
not
more
yet.
that
I'm
can
not saying it's
say-
not there. I'm just saying it's not yet.
Can it be possible? I hope it's not. But like at this point, we have to investigate everything. And we also have to investigate whether, legitimately, if Epstein was, killed by the government to cover up for, all this, all these rich men, because there's a lot of questions I think that legitimately we should be asking right now.
After you've seen some of these files, do you think these have possibility?
Yes. You don't talk about jerky and pizza and cheese and soda pop. Like, I've been to a couple multimillionaires' houses, one billionaire's house. They don't eat anything that isn't like organic, pre-prepared by some person who's catering or a chef. They have a waiter walking around. There's people walking around with glasses of things. I was at a party where there was a line of IVs of like multivitamins. People were plugging into themselves. Like, they take health and longevity extremely seriously. They're not eating Domino's.
Folks, as we dig into the files, let's break down the code words used throughout. Innocent-sounding food references have a darker significance. Files. Let's break.
Do you leave a handkerchief? Hi, John. The realtor found a handkerchief. I think it has a map that seems pizza related. Is it yours? They can send it if you want. I know you're busy, so feel free to not respond. If not yours or you don't want it. Susan and Herb. I just came from checking the field house and I have a square cloth handkerchief, white with black, that was left on the kitchen island. What? Left something? I better send it via the mail if you let me know where I should send it. Lo and behold, instead of pasta and wonderful sauces, it was a lovely tempting assortment of cheese. Yummy. What? I think you should notice when changing strategies, which have been long in place, I immediately realized something was different by the shape of the box, and I contemplated who would be sending me something in a square-shaped box.
Have a darker significance. For example, pizza means little girl and pasta means little boy. Another word used frequently is goyim, meaning non-Jew, and Epstein and his network often mock how goyims have to do lower class things like work to make money or wait in lines, and they express a desire to be in goyim-free gatherings. Now, these revelations are breathing life into the once dismissed Pizzagate conspiracy.
Is it outrageous to say that there are baby sacrifices, satanic rituals being conducted?
It is absolutely outrageous.
Hi, Rich. Jeffrey is asking if you can FedEx the painting he had made of the massacre of the innocents to the rent. What the fuck? FedEx the painting he had made of the massacre of the innocents to the ranch? Don't he got like a ranch where they was doing stuff and shit? It's the 9x9 canvas that we had rolled out for him to see in the entryway where they're killing baby. What? He wants to use it on a ranch and is hoping you could FedEx it to arrive by Wednesday. Thanks, Sarah. Sarah?
To say, but is it false?
Nah, bro, something ain't right, bro.
I would verge on the side.
Sorry about today with the vegetable cream. Oh, nah.
It's false, but it is outrageous to say.
Lord, I don't know if cream cheese and baby are on the same level. What? I don't know if cream cheese and baby are on the same level. What the fuck is cream cheese? Man, it's okay. There is still enough time today. I am trying to schedule priming for 5:30. Fuel explosion 9:45 p.m. We'll bring a new engine startup video.
It's pretty well documented.
Subject cream cheese, baby?
Some sick shit happening.
And you think it should be under investigation whether people were killing children and eating babies?
Yes, but it won't be. Not in my opinion.
I mean, a lot of Americans are afraid that no one is going to get in trouble. That's what it feels like right now.
No one, let me tell you right now, let me be very straight. No one is going to get in trouble. Nobody is going to go to jail. I promise you, nothing's going to happen. And that and there lies is the problem, which is why we need the Epstein victims to be more than they've ever been before.
Newborn equal
shove it in the
cream
faces of
cheese.
people in
Oh,
power and federal
hell
government until
nah,
they do
bro.
something, and until
Weird,
laws
bro.
are changed.
I want to circle back to what you just said. You said pretty confidently that you think no one will get in trouble and
I
no
don't
one
think
will
anybody's
go to
going to
jail.
go to trouble.
Why
I
do
don't
you
think anyone's
think
going to jail because I have no confidence in the justice system. We have a two-tiered system of justice in America. We have one for the rich and powerful. We have one for everybody else. Nobody's going to jail.
It's personal for me because I met these survivors. I get survivors texting me saying, giving me names of people who I should be sending to justice, that they should be investigated.
New
If
ones,
you
how
really
it's
believe
kind
in
of
this,
foolish.
you should at least call for Howard Lutnick to step
Oh,
down.
nah.
Howard Lutnick, our commerce secretary, whose sons are facing allegations of profiting big time off the very tariffs their dad helped create, the guy who just got caught lying about his ties to Jeffrey Epstein, and the same man who eventually had to admit he didn't just go to Jeffrey Epstein's island, but he brought his kids there.
Oh,
yeah, this guy might
hell
need some
no.
further investigation.
How can you have someone like that be our representative for business to the world?
Do you think anyone else will get charged?
Yeah, I think so eventually.
So you're confident that more people will be brought to justice?
I'm not sure it's going to be anytime soon because, I mean, what this feels like to me is still a cover-up. But at some point, this president is gone. There's a new administration. And we should have an administration that's going to provide some needed accountability for all these women. They deserve justice.
Do you think the American people are going to let this slide?
You're gonna put me on camera answering that. I don't want this used in my deposition. I think there is gonna be a point where the American people reach a break. I think it's the very reason the Second Amendment exists, is to fight against a tyrannical government. Am I wrong?
Bro, I know you got to head out to a vote. I want to leave you with this. First of all, the American people are rooting for you, cheering for what you're doing. Very big fan of that. We will not rest until justice is brought to somebody.
Thank you for what you're doing
and
exposing this, and thank you
keep
for
fighting the good fight.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
People be Patrick the Star,
We
man.
need to take action.
People don't
want.
people don't
Take
understand,
action
bro.
with how we fundraise for people. I'm not giving a single vote to
They ain't putting
anybody
shit in your
that
face for no
protects the
reason,
files. I'm
man.
not giving a single vote to anyone that funds Israel. There's just these fundamental rifts that.
But yeah, chat. It's gonna wrap this reaction up, man. Shouts out to Tommy G for bringing me some of these names of these undercover weirdos. Fucking weirdos, man. That's gonna wrap this reaction up, though. Like and sub if you new. Leave suggestions down below, man. These boys weird, man.